You already know what time of year it is. Ah, beautiful. Hi everybody. We're back. Another year has passed, has transpired. And that means it's time for summer. It's time for new beginnings. So, it's time to wash the crocs. So the drain, I'm making sure it's actually tight and not going to leak this year. Got my trusty rag. And I think we're just going to start filling the tub. So I don't know what I'm going to do during this time. Maybe I'll I don't exactly know what I'm going to do in terms of sound. But we just got to start going. I think that's probably good. Should I have the mic higher? This is a little low. Let's put it in the middle of the Smash Fight logo. Fun fact, this is one of the first, merch shirts I ever got. So, the more you know. They've since rebranded as Curio-matic. But anyways. We need some soap. So we're just gonna kind of throw in the shampoo I use. Just throw in a little bit of it. Should have probably thrown that in when the water was mixing itself around. But let's just kind of give the pot a good old stir. Okay, so this stirring of the pot ain't going quite as I thought. Okay, so. I guess I should straddle the tub now. Ooh, that's actually a little too toasty on my toes. But I've committed now because my foot is wet. And I don't, you can't see that. You should put it right against the wall so you can't see it. That's actually too hot. Okay, so it's a problem, but it's not that big of a problem. So we're going to start with these ones because these are arguably the most delicate because they are embalmed in glitter. So these ones were a birthday gift for my 18th birthday, if you can believe that I'm 18. There's something inside of it. I don't know. I like them. I've definitely, this year, I've kind of expanded. I think I got 2 new pairs of Crocs this year, this being one of them. And I've definitely expanded a little bit. I've kind of embraced branded Crocs a little bit. mostly because I can't find the off-brand ones that I like anywhere. I can't find them anywhere anymore, which kind of bums me out. But alas, we take what we get. I'm not too concerned. It's pretty clean. It's also really hard because it's glittery, so it doesn't really show the dirt as much. Oh, I don't want to fall in the tub. I think that's an important start to really get the juices flowing in terms of the washing. So anyways, how have you been? How was your year? You know, what a year it's been. I don't know. Hopefully it's been a good year for you. You want to know a really funny story? So, back in... Sorry, I just need to figure out what I'm doing next. Let's go with these ones next. So back in September, when I went back to school, my English teacher from we were outside because there was like a fire drill. We were all walking back in, and my English teacher from last year stops me and is like, "Hey Noah, I found your YouTube channel over the summer." My hair is in my eye. That's part of the problem having longer hair now, is that it gets in my eye and then I look really angsty. But if I go too high, then it shows the acne. So I guess we're just gonna have to pay the price of everything. And she's like, "Hey, no, I found your YouTube channel over the summer," and I was like, "Oh," because I'm not embarrassed or ashamed of what I do by any means, but I'm not expecting my teachers to find it. And she was like, "Yeah, it was a video of you just washing your Crocs," and I watched the whole thing, and I don't know what I did with my life, and like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And you know, out of all the videos to get recommended to her, I think the Croc wash is one of the ones that I'm like the most okay with, because I feel like this just shows a lot. And I like that. Also, my English teacher is really cool, and it was fun that she watched it. So if you're watching again this year, Zowie, thanks. Thank you. So, shout out to you. These pair, I feel like I might have explained, I bought them to match with a friend of mine from work who has since stopped working where I do. Kind of fell out of contact a bit. But, you know, alas, that happens with people. And we cherish the good times. We'll go with the red ones. I honestly don't think I wore the red ones this year. Ever. But they're here, and I still have them, and they still fit. Maybe I wore them once. Maybe I wore them on, like, Halloween, when I did my crab costume, when I did St. Crab. I might have worn them once then. Regardless, I'm not a huge, I don't know, just not as crazy about them. But I mean, it's fine. They're still here. They belong. And I love them no less. So, maybe the day will arise when I really want to start wearing solid red dogs again. Dogs is this off-brand. Just try that. So, yeah. I'm trying to remember when I posted the croc wash last year, if it was like before a bunch of things. And like, I don't know, because I don't want this to be like me talking about the year as a whole, because I kind of do that every year already in my my channel, and X year, my plans for X year plus one. That's the general form of it. Can you tell I'm in calculus? Yeah, so I don't want to get like too crazy in here. I'm trying to think of fun anecdotes. It's crazy. I finish high school in a few weeks. Just kind of a little nutso. Orange ones are the same thing as the red ones, except I for sure haven't worn them, and they are, in fact, too small for me. They're still here. It's crazy. Graduating high school. It's crazy. and then just kind of having to like figure out the rest of your life. It's kind of mean how society is structured like that, because it puts a lot of pressure on people. It's a lot of pressure on people, especially little students. I don't know why I squint half the time that I look into the camera, because it's not like this light is bright. I don't know why I'm instinctively like, ooh. Anyhow. Yeah. I've got a towel down here, just so you know. I'm not like just throwing the Crocs on the ground and just letting them drip. I'll put them outside to fully dry afterwards, but I'm going to do them all at once when I do that. So, yeah. Hopefully the camera angle's alright. I did test it once, and just kind of didn't care to test it again, and hopefully the mic's alright. If it isn't, maybe it becomes a silent croc wash and you just get to interpret whatever I'm saying. What a day. What a week. What a time to be alive. I'm trying to think of any fun upcoming videos I have planned. I mean, like this year I'm really proud of what I did in terms of like getting to make one more drink with my friends, getting to make, and they were roommates with my friends, getting Lemon Riots out, which was in the works for like literal years ahead of time. Like pretty much right after Thursday morning, me and JD, shout out JD, had the idea for the Lemon Riots, and that was just such an insane video. Maybe I'll talk about the Lemon Riots a little bit. Maybe this will be a little BTS. We'll go with the yellow ones next. I got one of those, like, the no-name brand t-shirts that just says t-shirt on it, and they go really well with these Crocs. It's the same shade of yellow. So these ones have actually gotten more use than I would have anticipated this year. So anyhow, Lemon Riots is insane, but I loved it so much. And I had to eat a lemon. And, like, I had never eaten a lemon before. Which was a lot. And, like, I hadn't even, like, eaten a lemon wedge. Like, how some people are like, ooh, I like lemon. And then they, like, when they get a lemon wedge with their water at a restaurant, they, like, eat the lemon. I hadn't even done that. I just straight up just said, eat a lemon. The house phone's ringing, and I really don't want to answer it. I really don't. My mom is with my grandma, and she's the only person who we actually care about who calls the house phone. If it's an emergency, my phone probably won't ring because I'm filming. I have to check who it is. Don't have too much fun while I'm gone. Can I check my notifications while it's still filming? Okay, so there's nothing from my mom, so I think we're fine. It probably wasn't my grandma, and if it was, oops. I'll get to it in like 15 minutes. I still don't know if I want to turn off laptop. But, so I think I just will opt not to. So, sorry, speaking of don't miss me too much while I'm gone, one time, because there was power outage or bomb threat on my school. Regardless, we got to go home early from school, so me and my friends went to Denny's for lunch. And the server was a little patronizing. Like, half of us there were 18, other half, like 17, all of us with, bank cards and money and jobs. And she kind of treated us like our parents were at the table beside us and we were the kids' table. And, there's, like, being nice, but then there's also an amount of, like, patronization of, like, because we got nachos to share, she was like, make sure to share nice, kids. Or I don't know if she had the kids, but she was like, make sure to share nice, all right? And then when she was taking our payment, she had to like go to another table for a second. She was like, "Don't miss me too much while I'm gone, okay?" And you know, I get that customer service people are trying, but I just didn't like that. Just didn't like that. I don't think most people like being patronized. And like, especially at Denny's, which I view as a holy place. I think Denny's, you know, maybe this is a controversial opinion, but I view Denny's as a very holy and sacred place. If you never have, please go to a Denny's at like 6 or 7 p.m. Because it is kind of desolate, but in such a magnificent way. Me and my friend Kisa went one time for supper, and they weren't playing music, and there was like 3 other tables, so it was just dead silent in this Denny's with so few people in it, and it was kind of transcendent as an experience. And it was awkward and like weird and terrible, but it was also transcendent and perfect. So I really just can't recommend it enough. Hey, I almost fell in the tub. Go with pink ones. Yeah, it was just really, actually great. So. So last June, I did try to order more of these. They're not on Amazon anymore, though, and like they're not officially sold anywhere because, you know, the nature of kind of infringing on others' copyrights and stuff. And I found a website that had them, and it was a sketchy website, for sure. But I was still nonetheless like, you know, this is the only place I found them. I want them. So then I, you know, place an order, about $60. It's like $10 a pair. So like, I order 6 pairs of Crocs for like $60. And they don't give me like a confirmation email or tracking or like anything, which is concerning, but like, I also wasn't expecting much. This was a bit of a shot in the dark. This was me kind of getting desperate. So I placed that order, and it's been a year and I still haven't gotten them. And periodically I'd go try to like check for the website again, like look at the website, see like, you know, what their policies are and stuff. And I can't find the website anymore. I just can't find it. It just doesn't exist anymore. So, kind of a bummer on that front. But I also did it to myself. So, like, I'm out $60, but I also did it to myself. So, I kind of deserved it. At least they didn't overcharge me, though. Like, they could have easily been like, yoink, all your money. I don't know if they could have easily done that, actually. But, like, regardless, they could have been worse. It could have been much worse. But instead, they chose kindness. And to just honestly scam me. You know, honestly scam me out of $60 that I was kind of already basically throwing away by trying to buy Crocs off of one of the sketchiest websites imaginable. So, yeah. The purple and green ones. So these ones I actually wore for grad, and I alternated them. My nails are still kind of painted from grad, you can see. I wore them for grad, which was very nice. And yeah, they have served me very well. But the problem is because I've worn them so much, the tread is getting so low that it's kind of a hazard to wear them. So that's part of the problem, and that's kind of why I wanted more, is that, like, you know, I could get new ones because the tread is actually a little bit non-existent and hazardous to my health. But that wasn't an option because it doesn't exist anymore. Anyone can find the website, Salzano, with 2 A's in the middle? Be my guest. Anybody watched any good movies recently? I watched the Inside Outtakes recently. I enjoyed them a lot. And it made me enjoy Inside more as well. Because my main problem with Inside was how nihilistic it was, and like how deprived of any hope and joy it was. And I felt like Inside Outtakes showed that like that wasn't the case, and it was just only chosen, like the only reason Inside was so nihilistic was for the sake of consistent theme or consistent tone. It wasn't actually reflective of how he was feeling at the time completely, which is really nice. And also Inside Outtakes is just a ton of fun as well. So I know there was a time where like everyone would talk about Inside and like kind of not shut up about it. Kind of did the same thing like Hamilton did, and I assume that we're not gonna like look back in 5 years and be like, oh, it was actually bad. Also, I still think Hamilton's fine. Like, I don't know people who are like, Hamilton's actually bad now. Like, I don't think that's... I think that you're just, like, really trying to just hate things. Some people are just haters, I guess. It could never be me. But yeah, I guess some people just like to be haters. And, like, if you didn't like Hamilton, you didn't like Hamilton. You didn't like Inside, you didn't like Inside. But also... don't make liking or not liking a piece of media your personality. Please. Please. What's in the news recently? Joker's getting a sequel, which is kind of interesting. I really have nothing to say other than every time I think about it a little too hard, I just get kind of sad that Todd Phillips got a director nomination over anybody else that year. But you know, that's just how you just gotta roll with the punches. I'm kind of debating doing a favorite movies video of last year. We all know how that worked out when I tried to make a 2021 version of that. But like there was at least 4 movies for sure that I really enjoyed. But I just don't really know how to talk about them, so I might not, and I might just like, maybe I'll just talk about it here actually. So the 4 movies that I particularly enjoyed, and there's other movies that I really liked as well, but the 4 that I for sure really loved were Spencer, Annette, Mass, and Together Together. We're going to do these orange ones next. These orange ones are the other new ones from this year. I bought them specifically for the talent show to match my outfit. And they're very nice. So let's start with Annette. Annette is insane. It's actually insane. It's got Adam Driver, Marion Cotillard. I recommend watching it. It's kind of a musical. I recommend watching it with as little prior knowledge as possible. It's insane. It's like really great though. And like, there's a lot to like chew on with themes. It's not like deprived of trying to say something. It can feel really chaotic and like it's saying nothing, but like, I think there's enough there to work with that like, it feels meaningful. And also, who doesn't want to see Adam Driver singing? Spencer, I thought, was masterful and really beautiful. I think there's always complications when you do biopics, because then you obviously have to take some liberties and you have to strip away some of the complexity of people, because whenever you like narrativize someone or like put them in a fiction, it will never be as complex as the real person. And like, I think to some degree, you villainize Charles and Spencer and like you ignore some things with Diana or whatever. But like, I still thought it was really great, and I went feral when Kristen Stewart got announced as having the Oscar nomination. I like woke up like an hour earlier than I normally do, so like a little deprived of sleep to watch when they announced the Oscar nominations. These ones I don't wear much anymore. My dad wears them, if anything, more than anything, so I'm going to clean them for him. So, yeah, I went feral. Mass broke me. I don't think I've ever sobbed so hard at a film since Mass. And it just was masterful in such an amazing way. It's just 4 people having a conversation, but it's so good in so many ways, and like to some degree it also gives me a lot of, because like I enjoy making creative things and like trying to do that, and to some degree it makes me be like, that's attainable for me because of how, like, simple a premise in all reality of mass is and, like, how basic the, like, structure was. But it's gut-wrenching, and it has phenomenal performances. I think Frank King, something like that is the director's name. It's just really great. Yeah, and then Together is so beautiful in a lot of ways. I really just like tender films that kind of like show people being people and just like break you a little bit in a beautiful way, in the way that human life should. And Together really did that. I think Patty Harrison and Ed Helms are great. It's really funny as well too, and it just is so beautiful and just leaves you like, I don't know. It makes me feel nice to be human in a really terrible way, and like I think it's also a really nice perspective on relationships, and especially like relationships that aren't inherently romantic but are still incredibly close, which I appreciate. And yeah, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. So those are 4 films I really like. I might honestly do the albums thing again, because I really enjoy the albums, and like I feel like I can spew about those a little more without sounding as insane as films. I don't know why, but it's just kind of how it is. That water is so yucky. So I'm not going to get in it this time. I kind of skipped to the end of the last one, and I saw that I got in the tub at the end when I drained the water, and I don't want to do that. So I'm not going to. So I've got the pile of crocs that I'm now going to put outside to dry. And, you know, thanks for joining me for the Croc Watch 2022. Thanks for this little check-in. And, yeah, I hope you're doing well. And, I guess, see you in 2023, maybe? I'll see you in other videos, because I will be posting, you know, other videos this year. And that kind of stuff. But, like, maybe the Croc Watch will happen again. Maybe this will become a yearly thing. We'll have to find out. Alrighty, well, that's it for me. So, have a nice day. Make sure you eat enough, drink enough water, you know. Have some fresh fruit and vegetables if you can. I'm gonna go now. Bye.